as Coach Lucid that has a massive brain when it comes to these type of drafts, right? KT.RY, what are you gonna ban away? Because the thing is, we still have a follow-up plan right after. Similar to what they did a while ago, right? They picked up the Ashe to deny it away from Mermo. They had the Jhin to replace it.
They have Ornn as well for Zero. One of his favorite champions as well. One of his most used support champions. Whenever the Gragas is removed. And KT has a lot of success with it as well, just because of the Call of the Force God and the way that Zero actually performs or plays this champion, well synergized with the rest of the squad. NAOS Esports needs to be very, very careful in team fights because this is much more scary than the Gragas at times. This time, KT will not hold back engaging against NAOS Esports. We see as well the ban on the Galio, right? Which is a lot of respect towards Margo, especially with his performance in Game 2.
Yeah, and the reason why KT.RY is doing these bans, they do not want Galio to go into Margo. For sure, on the performance that Margo showed us in Game number 1 and Game number 2, that's huge respect. Zoe's also removed because the thing is, from what we've mentioned, Lucian is still a flexible pick. It could go mid lane, it could go into Mitsura, or it can go into the bottom lane. Now, KT.RY wants a little bit more of that crowd control, wants a little bit more of that utility, so the Varus will be locked in.
Gragas works as a great disengager with the cast, but the Varus can do the same as well, especially with the Chain of Corruption. I love this coming in from KT.RY. They're filled with counter engages, with re-engages, and they can force fights as well. But this makes it a lot more spicy for NAOS Esports. Ashe and then the Seraphine, man, they continue to just give us a lot of surprises here.
Oh, wow. You know what? I was actually thinking about Nami instead of Seraphine. But you know what? Seraphine works in the similar fashion, right? And I think the reason why Nami and Seraphine could work, especially coming into the bottom lane, or regardless when it comes to those team fights, is because of their big crowd control, which is what NAOS Esports wants when it comes to this composition. And in addition to that, a lot more sustainability. It could give extra movement speed onto his teammates. It could give a lot more shields and heals, given the fact that they have Seraphine in mind. Now for KT.RY, they have Shen, which is really good. Because from what we have seen that NAOS Esports have been doing in Game 1 and Game number 2 in the past games, is they're really good when it comes to those team fights. They always go in for the united ganks into the bottom lane, into the mid lane, or even into the top lane. Now that Shen is going to the side of KT.RY, this gives him a lot more even playing field when it comes to the numbers game.
Small skirmishes as well is going to be much more impactful here for KT.RY. Split push by Rattel, followed up by a Stand United coming in from Do as well in case that he gets ganked. There's so many things that KT.RY can do, very similar to Game 1 and 2 as well. NAOS Esports on the setup, and this is a great anti-engage, or possibly a great setup that they can just make for a team fight against KT.RY. It's a great way to cancel the Call of the Force God, especially with its massive range when it keeps on resetting the range whenever it connects to an ally or an opponent. And NAOS Esports, with the shield provided, is not going to hold back with their engages.
Yeah, the big problem now that I have with NAOS Esports' draft, yes, interior when it comes to team fighting, they're still really good when it comes to its composition, but now what they lack is that map control that Margo has innately with Galio because of the hero's entrance, right? The only thing now that NAOS Esports has to really be worried about is their surroundings. What is currently happening that is surrounding us? Do we have a gank that can potentially happen here? Because the thing is, they cannot have Margo jump in from the bottom lane immediately into the mid lane on top side, right?
Yeah, they don't have as much frontline anymore.
Yeah. And that will be a huge problem now for the side of NAOS Esports. And in addition to that, it is also Renekton instead of the Riven, right? So it's not similar when it comes to that CC division, when it comes to that crowd control category that NAOS Esports had priorly. But on paper, it's still a similar type of draft that they had. It's a very linear comp. Yeah.
Yeah. NAOS Esports, I think, will be relying so much on Calm and Fate to be able to serve well into the front line, because they will be the stepping stone of Margo later on with the Encore, because he cannot engage this time around. He's not using a tank, he's using a utility support to help out the whole team here of NAOS Esports, and I think that can be an opportunity for KT to try and pin down the bottom lane this time around. They don't have anyone to soak the damage. Yeah, they have a shield, but they're not as tanky as they used to.
Yeah, and if the viewers are currently wondering, like, Gragas is open, why didn't they pick that up? Because the thing is, the thing about Gragas, yes, Margo is a fantastic player of the Gragas as a champion, but what they want is to stack the enemy on top of each other, right? That's why they have the Nautilus. That's why they have a lot of these crowd controls that they have, these long-range engages with Murmo. And the thing about Gragas is his ultimate splits the enemy apart with the explosive cast. And that is not something that NAOS Esports wants. What they want is for them to stack on top of each other for the utilization of the Drench line from the Nautilus, the Encore from the Seraphine, and also the Enchant Crystal Arrow from the Ashe.
Maximize the AoE damage that NAOS Esports is gonna throw at them. And that's a great cherry on top, right? Picking up the Seraphine, but a pick up onto Mitsuru, at least an attempt on it. Will force out the flash. KT's gonna be happy with that.
Yeah, it will definitely be that point, right? Now for the side of KT.RY, their change when it comes to their composition gives them a lot more frontline capabilities into negating a lot of these possibility of front to back type of playstyle that NAOS has done in game number 1 and game number 2. Given that they have Jax in their composition, one Counter-Strike could have a huge denial onto Calm, huge denial onto Fate when it comes to that engage tool. And in addition to that, they also have Shen into their jungle. So it is going to be an easy front line for KT.RY, and when it comes to the numbers game, it's easier for them to come through.
You have so much crowd control, right? It's only Luna that doesn't possess any crowd control, but with the package later on, he is gonna be very scary to deal with as well. Right up with an Ornn, Cult of Forge God, great dodge with the Valkyrie there by Luna just to escape the arrow of Mirmo. Fate is still lingering by the area, waiting for an opportunity. Depth charge with a flash gonna be invested, forcing out the flash with Luna as well. Trade off summoner spells there, but no kills just yet.
Yeah, no kills as of yet. It was just an atmosphere check, mood check coming into the mid lane there.
Ping check.
Yeah, it was NAOS Esports as always wanting to go for that gank, wanting to go for that kill, but just a dash coming into the tier 1 turret and them safety. But overall, this is what they want, right? They want to accelerate these games. They want to really just speed through the scaling of NAOS Esports, given the fact that they have Ashe, they have Lucian in their draft. Scalings are still decent, but not similar to the likes of Corki.
Yeah, especially when there is a Shen that can just help him out later on. So many auto-attack base champions as well on the side of NAOS Esports will be denied. Or at least there is a massive opportunity for Doe to deny some of the auto-attacks of NAOS Esports, and that's going to be so helpful later on for Luna and the rest of the team. Rattel being very consistent as well, just on the split pushing, working his way up towards his scaling as well. Later on, he will be able to slowly beat down this Renekton of Calm. And NAOS Esports having this passive play in the early game. Yes, they are waiting for the arrow of Mirmo to set things up for them. But KT, whenever they stall, this is gonna be an opportunity for them to work around for the late game. Rattel checking the area a little bit too early. Call of the Support Shot gonna be used as well, just to knock them up. Dragon gonna be secured, and now going in with Stand United as well. Fate gonna be denied from the entry, tries to dredge line away. Rattel as well gonna be traded out. At least a trade 1-for-1 here for KT.RY, but Mirmo will be jumped upon, and Luna will be there as well for the follow-up, and KT gets the upper hand in that fight.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for the side of NAOS Esports, right? They wanted to go for the Rift Herald, but the thing is, there's the big problem that we've mentioned. KT.RY now has Rattel onto the Jack. So when it comes to those front lines, one Counter-Strike could really just disrupt how NAOS Esports want to play these front-to-back type of play styles that they had over the past 2 games. In addition to that, they have Shen for extra damage negation with a shield. Mitsuru, the flash though!
Dodging the taunt, but unable to get the kill. The range wasn't just there. That was able to finish up the kill. NAOS Esports, unfortunate scenario.
Yeah, and once again going back, right? They have so much more capabilities to deny the engages that NAOS Esports has done over the prior 2 games. In addition to that, it was Varus' chain of corruption that also became a huge headache for NAOS Esports during that fight.
Because you have to spread out. You cannot let the chain just continue stunning up the other members. And that's the zone control coming in from KT.RY. Not just the Call of the Forge God is the big pressure, it's also the rest of the crowd control that is present on the side of KT.RY. Now NAOS Esports going back to just farming mode. So they're looking for opportunities across the map. Arrow gonna be incoming. Luna able to dodge it as well. And KT should be fine. Oh, flashing again by Fate. Awkward as well, just missing by a hairline. It will spawn the Shelly upstairs. Will get the tower. Is gonna be attempted to be traded out in the mid lane though by KT.
Yeah, it was really close, right? The arrow did not connect. They invested the encore as well that did not connect. Just good side steps coming in from Luna to deny that engage from now.
Great damage coming in from Acrobat as well. Just in the early parts of this game, we see already the potential of the burst coming in from this champion. As Esports might need to target him a lot later on to try and pin him down. But it's just so difficult, especially with the amount of crowd control that KT.RY has. Calm just clearing out the wave, making sure that they do get the leverage, at least the wave priority, so that they can go on the reset and maybe prepare, work around the map again. 2 Quicksilver stashes already picked up by KT. This is already a great counter towards the Ash of Mirmo.
Yeah, it definitely is a great counter. Right now though, Acrobat
in a bad spot. He will be able to pick up the kill towards Margot. Arrow a little bit late this time around. KT gets that 1 free kill.
Yeah, it was really good. Right, Chain of Corruption followed up by crowd control from Zero. It was an easy kill for KT.RY, and thus far, they were able to stack up 5 kills. KT.RY though, come for the gang.
Yeah, stacking in the bottom lane. Early use of the depth charge, but just to cancel the engager of Zero. Hamsel able to hold out on his own. Piercing arrow though is hurting quite a lot coming from Acrobat. Will force out a reset there by Calm. While a split push is happening in the top side, allowing KT to maybe secure 1 tower there. No answer coming from NAOS.
Ratel will not pursue for the all-in. Because Mitsura was able to just dash away coming from that fight. But right now, NAOS Esports, it was just a good time bought from them. And they take the tier 1 in mid lane.
Great answer back from NAOS Esports. They recognize the split push from Luna. They answer into the mid lane, unlocking one of the most important towers in the game, allowing them to have great control on top side of KT. Only thing they need to destroy is the bottom side tier 1 tower, and they will be able to interfere a lot on the vision of KT as well, especially on their blue and red side jungle. Now 9.5 minutes into the game. Second dragon is about to come up as well. This is gonna be an infernal dragon, and KT, they want to stack up, they want the soul point. Now Esports needs to find a way to establish vision there.
Yeah, it definitely is. Infernal Drake now open for any of these 2 teams to come up and take down. But now it's Esports. Ooh, Calm is so low.
Just have the honey fruit, but it's not enough to allow him to have the innate pressure later on for the team fight. KT is making sure they get the moment right. Standard is gonna be used a little too early. Ratel though is gonna be forced out. Valkyrie package is gonna be invested. Calm is gonna be denied on the flank. KT having the numbers advantage. Jax can still re-engage here. Call of Fortune gonna be denied as well. A little bit odd there coming from Zero, but it's not gonna matter at all. Ratel with a great backline access, having a stun. Great knock-up as well coming from Zero. Follow-up though, it's not gonna be amazing, but Ratel is gonna be there to finish up the kill. And after securing 3 kills, they will just get this dragon for free.
Yeah, they will definitely do that. Infernal Drake now being taken down by KT.RY. There's no opportunity for that contest with no jungle available. And KT.RY add a cherry on top, add sprinkles to the dessert. They get a tier 1 turret into the mid lane.
Sprinkles so many of those damage towards NAOS Esports as well. We saw that in that fight.
Yeah, and now looking back coming in from that fight, it was NAOS Esports who tunneled vision on 1. And KT.RY took that opportunity with a vision onto the tray brush to pounce and get the numbers advantage. Now it was a 4v5. Ratel coming into the back line without Counter-Strike, stunning onto dude. There was just no opportunity for NAOS to fight back.
Encore as well. This time gonna be committed towards Rattel, but no follow-up coming in from the rest of NAOS Esports. Red line is there, but no damage, and Fate overextended. Just gonna be buying enough time for the rest of the team to be able to secure that tower. Ornn ult incoming. 2 kills picked up by KT. Calm might actually just be next as the Stand United comes through. The knock up, the stun, the CC chain is just there from KT. And now Esports running for the high heels, trying to escape. Luna actually interested in flanking them right there, but we'll just go back into the mid lane to try and secure this tower as well as the rest of KT is pushing bot lane.
Yeah, and this is really good. 2-lane pressure for the side of KT.RY. With only 2 members left for NAOS Esports, they cannot defend 2 lanes. What they should have done is commit onto 1, but it was a tad bit too late. And now KT.RY!
Oh, that was so close. Mitsura would have been bursted there if one auto attack went through before the scattered arrows.
Yeah, but looking back, it was Fate who went with the depth charge onto Rattel, but branch line. But the thing is, the turret was pretty much the prize there for NAOS Esports. This is what they wanted because they needed that lane control. But Zero going in at the right time just denied the possibility for NAOS to really just go back unscathed, and that just lost them the fight.
It's a great follow-up, great timing coming from KT.RY that allows them to take full control of the fight. I don't think NAOS Esports should be forcing fights, at least as of this moment, because the 6,000 gold lead is starting to be a big trouble. Same as this Ornn ult as Rattel goes back in, but it's Stand United as well coming from the DAW, and they will just clean up the members here of NAOS Esports. Fate will flash out over the pit, but it's not gonna matter at all because KT has their eyes on the Baron.
Yeah, eyes on the Baron. Baron's currently open for them to take down. And with having the Corki in their favor, having Acrobat as well, this will be an easy time for them. NAOS is currently on a timer. They need not to contest the Baron after. There's just no opportunity. And that will be the Baron secured by KT.RY.
Massive gold lead as well after that fight. 7,000 already.
Yeah, and just looking back onto that replay, right? You have the call of the Forge God coming through from the back end, and once again, with the Jack's ability for Rattel, with a lot of frontliners, with Dog going in for Shen as well, there's just so hard. It's just more difficult, rather, for an execution for NAOS Esports from what they've done in Game 1 and 2.
The burst is just not enough coming in from NAOS Esports. Plus, the KT.RY is always finding ways to secure at least 1 kill to have the numbers advantage before NAOS Esports is even able to commit onto a fight. And now with the Baron Fire minions, they're able to just get more towers. Rattel though is gonna get camped, but it's never gonna be a 1 versus 3 because Daw is just gonna be there. Arrow gonna be connecting, but not too shabby at all for KT. Daw finishing up the Lucian. Rattel jumping away. Just so much outplays coming from KT.RY, and Dodge is doing tremendous work. Damage is high coming from this Shen. 2 kills already as Rattel joins back in, and that's a massive outplay as KT.RY is just bashing through the base here of NAOS Esports, able to get the Seraphim down. The base is wide open, the Nexus is exposed, and KT will just secure this game number 3.
An amazing showing of their power once again here in game number 3, giving them the advantage of this series, already 2-1 up against NAOS this time around. The change of draft composition with methodical play